So Rome just might be my favourite city that I've ever been to. I am thoroughly blown away by what it has to offer. The architecture, the people, just the kind of buzz and the vibe just feels absolutely insane. And not to mention the food. I'm an absolute foodie. Love eating. I love food. So yeah, the food has been absolutely insane. I've had some wonderful pizzas and pastas. I've only been to kind of Italy once before. I went to Sardinia. However, I think that Rome is just on a different kind of level, city-wise. It is absolutely lovely. The Italians are definitely doing it right. And I'm absolutely in love. I'm also using the new to me 5 Pro, DJI Action 5 Pro, and then ended up getting a little mic as well. So that is really easy to use now. I've just kind of used the Bluetooth, which is really making my life easier, rather than, if you did see in the other video, connect all those wires, connecting the receiver and everything. So yeah, awesome DJI, awesome products. And yeah, it's absolutely lovely to be out exploring again. I think being in the UK, even shooting in your hometown gets a little bit stagnant. Even when you go to kind of a bigger city like London or Manchester, I always find the kind of spark comes back a little bit. But being in a completely new city, a new country, I think the creativity just starts to flow way more. Confidence builds for some reason. Just feel kind of at one with my camera and just being out on the streets. And it's a really good feeling to have. I don't know if anyone else feels that as soon as you kind of leave the country, you go somewhere else, it just feels a bit more natural. And I feel like people may be a bit more open to it, maybe not, I don't really know. But sometimes the UK can feel a little bit closed off in that regard. And yeah, everything's just, the sun's out, it's pretty. There's lots of colour here. It's a very vibrant city, to say the least. And yeah, having a lot of fun. Just out with my camera, exploring, adventuring. It's where I feel at home. As for the kind of setup I'm running with, the one camera body that I have, the Lumix S5, the original, and I obviously had the if you've been following, I have the Konica 40mm 1.8 attached to it, a fully vintage manual lens. I've kind of got rid of all the kind of autofocus lenses that I've been using, and I'm sticking with the manual focus. I'm going to do a little video on that. And last minute, I decided that maybe one lens wasn't enough, and I kind of explored and racked my brain of what kind of lens I should get, and ended up kind of thinking I needed not a telephoto, but kind of a longer lens. Ended up looking at the Konica 85 1.8, I think, which would be pretty cool. I had a look at the Konica 85 1.8. However, I thought maybe it was a bit too short, and then I couldn't find one on eBay. They're all over in Japan. I couldn't find one in the UK, so I couldn't get it here quick enough to me. So I scoured the internet a little bit more and found the Konica 135. There's a 3.5 version and a 3.2 version, and I decided that I would go with a 3.2. So I have the 135 f 3.2 with me, and it's a fantastic lens. Doesn't weigh too much. I thought it'd be pretty hefty. Thought it was gonna be pretty long as well, because I couldn't find maybe the actual length of it. So I went with the 135 f3.2, and yeah, it's been great to have with me. So now I have a 40 and the 135. So the reason why I went with the 135mm focal length is because of my previous lens, the Viltrox 85 1.8. And I found that every time that I used that lens, I picked it up, I was more creative. It was kind of like my go-to lens if I felt a little bit stuck. So I kind of scoured the internet for that range. I think the Viltrox 85 comes out at like 127.5 or something, if we're being really pedantic about it. But it just adds a bit more creativity, a little bit more like layering, can kind of compress the shots a little bit more, get those tiny little details, which kind of helps with the overall story of street photography and kind of like video making. So yeah, it's been a fantastic lens so far. So yeah, running with the complete manual, fully manual setup and accompanied with the Lumix S5 has been like really, really fantastic. It's not heavy at all. So one body, two lenses. And yeah, I don't know if I'll be going back to autofocus anytime soon. All right, I'm just gonna get some coffee, maybe a little pastry, and head into Rome for the day. So yeah, that is the little update from Rome. And I'll catch you in another one.